name is Shayesteh Khameneh, and today I want to talk to you about genetically modified crops. What are genetically modified crops? Genetically modified crops, also known as GMOs, are plants whose DNA has been modified using genetic engineering techniques. There are a lot of opinions on the subject. Many are for GMOs and believe that they'll be very helpful in the future. But there are a lot of people who believe that they're very dangerous. I want to help you get a better understanding of genetically modified crops so that you can decide what your opinion is on this matter. How are GMOs made? GMO crops are made through a process known as genetic engineering. Genes of commercial interest are artificially transferred from one organism to another. Two primary methods currently exist for introducing transgenes into plant genomes. The first involves a device called the gene gun. To use this gene gun, the DNA to be introduced into the plant cells is coated onto tiny particles of gold. These particles are then physically shot onto plant cells and incorporated into the genomic DNA of the recipient plant. The second method uses a bacterium to introduce the genes of interest into the plant DNA. Why were they made? The main reason why GMO crops were made was because climate change will make it increasingly difficult to feed the world. And many believe that biotech crops will have an essential role in ensuring that there's enough to eat. What are the benefits? Some of the potential benefits of GMO crops are the reduced farm costs, increased farm profits, improvements in the environment, improvements in health, and higher crop yields. The reduction in farm costs and increase in farm profits really help the farmers in third world countries. Farming is a job that has many risks, and a lot of stuff can cause the crops to stop growing, which can cause a farmer to lose his income for the year. Although with GMO crops, the chances of this happening are very low, and families can count on the farmers to provide the income that they need for the family. In 2016, a farmer named Shayesteh Khameneh from Mali, India, told his story regarding genetically modified crops. He told the New York Times how he realized the benefits of the genetically modified crops with his own eyes on his own farm. He explained how before he started using GMO crops, he would grow organically grown cotton, and it was truly a struggle. He constantly had pests attacking his crops, and he was hardly scraping by. But when he was introduced to GMO crops, his life changed for the better. He first planted the GMO cotton 12 years ago, and ever since then, he's able to beat the pests and was able to increase his yield from 1 ton to 4 tons per hectare. He explained that even though the cultivation of GMO cotton has been easier, it still demands dedication and discipline, although at least now he has a chance to succeed. Some of the potential dangers are the likelihood of transgenes escaping from cultivated crops into wild relatives. Also, the dangers of unintentionally introducing allergens and other anti-nutrient factors in food or water. The potential for pests to evolve resistance to the toxins produced by GMO crops and the risk of these toxins affecting non-targeted organisms. People's biggest fear is that GMO crops have the possibility of being extremely harmful for the human body. Scientists are also unsure whether GMOs are actually safe, although there's a very gray area since there's also no evidence stating that they're harmful, but there's no evidence providing that they're safe either. There's a French study that started in 2010 and ended in 2012 regarding the damages of GMO crops. In the study, they fed mice a diet of genetically modified maize, and they were only allowed to drink the water that was similar to the US tap water, which is believed to be contaminated by GMOs. The study involved 200 mice, 100 male, 100 female. The mice were then divided into groups of 10. 6 of the groups were fed a variety of diets with genetically modified products. 6 groups were fed genetically modified maize that was sprayed with GMO weed killer. And 6 groups were given GMO maize that was never sprayed. Another 6 groups were fed the US tap water. The remaining 2 groups acted as a control group and were fed non-genetically modified maize and water from France. The results showed that female mice were 2 to 3 times more likely to die than the control group, and 50% of the males and 70% of the females eating the maize died earlier compared to 30% of the males and 20% of the females not eating genetically modified products. There was also seen to be a growth of tumors. Although the tumors seemed to be late developing and grew to such a large size that they blocked the organ functions in the mice, and the affected mice also suffered from severe liver and kidney damage. As you can see, there are many sides to GMO crops. Many believe that they will help the economy and environment, but many also believe that in the long run it could be harmful for humans. And now that you have a basic understanding of genetically modified crops, I want to know, are you for or against GMOs?